Picture this. It's 1932. The Great Depression is raging, and Australia's army is marching into battle against birds, not enemy soldiers, but tens of thousands of giant, flightless emus. Yes, Australia declared war on emus in 1932. The press even called it the Emu War, and amazingly, the emus won. After World War I, many soldiers became farmers in Western Australia. By the early 1930s, these veterans were struggling. Drought, the Great Depression, and then suddenly 20,000 hungry emus descended on their wheat fields. The emus trampled crops, opened fences, and aggravated farmers to no end. The frustrated farmers petitioned the government for help. In response, Minister of Defense Sir George Pearce agreed to deploy machine guns. On one condition: soldiers had to use army guns. Farmers paid ammo. It was decided. 3 Australian gunners with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds would try to solve the emu problem. A Fox movie-tone cameraman even tagged along because who wouldn't want footage of the Great Emu War? On November 2, 1932, Major Meredith and his men encountered their first emu battalion, about 50 birds. They opened fire and nearly missed. The emus simply scattered and ran away. Next, Meredith laid an ambush at a dam. Thousands of emus came into range. The soldiers waited and then fired, but one gun jammed after just a few shots. The entire flock scattered, leaving only 12 emus down. After days of effort, the tally was pitiful, only a few dozen birds killed. Meredith reported soldiers had no casualties except for their dignity. Military editors back home had a field day. Headlines joked that emus won every round and deserved medals. Parliament chimed in, calling Pearce the Minister of the Emu War. Even Major Meredith quipped that the emus could face bullets with the invulnerability of tanks. Despite the press, farmers begged for help again. So by mid-November, the army sent soldiers back into the bush with guns blaring. This time they reported killing about 986 emus, but at a horrific cost. 10,000 bullets, approximately, fired, roughly 10 rounds per emu. Meredith admitted the emus were just too tough and fast. They outran trucks and even had a lookout leader spotting danger. In the end, the military withdrew on December 10, 1932. The emus kept roaming freely. The Emu War became legendary and a lesson in military absurdity. It was short-lived and ultimately unsuccessful. In fact, historians declare the emus as the victors. Afterward, the government tried other tactics. They set bounties for killing emus. Eventually, thousands of them were claimed and built long exclusion fences. By 1934, about 57,000 bounties were paid to farmers, turning the tables on the birds. Today, the Great Emu War is remembered as a quirky footnote in history. It even inspired films and books, making us wonder what would happen if animals really fought back. If you enjoyed this feathered fiasco, be sure to subscribe for more wild history stories. Hit the bell to never miss an adventure. But before you go, we must ask who really won the Great Emu War. Was it the determined Aussie soldiers or the crafty emus? And what do you think? Should humans ever declare war on nature? Let us know in the comments.